Buffalo Bills lost their top 2 receivers last year, so they got a whole new crop of guys coming in. You know, Khalil Shakur, he's a returning receiver. So question 1, can Josh Allen make these new receivers stars? And the second part, is the Bills' championship window closing, in your opinion?
Well, in the first one, he has to. If the Bills are going to be competitive this season, he has to bring along the Keon Colemans of the world and find a way to get something out of Chase Claypool, who's there now. I mean, they've added a bunch of receivers, but none of them are those kind of frontline types of guys. You're going to go to the tight ends a lot. They've invested a lot in that position. So this could be a big Dalton Kincaid season, Dawson Knox season. That wouldn't surprise me at all. They like the running backs that they've got there now. So maybe this is James Cook doing more in the passing game, which is certainly a skill set that he has. And in terms of the championship window closing, I think it depends how you look at it. On one hand, you could say one window already did close because you moved on from Micah Hyde and Tre'Davious White and Stephon Diggs. This Bills team is going to look substantially different. But if you look at this year as the transition year, what you're hoping is you can do kind of what the Packers did last year. The Packers are also had a new starting quarterback, but they had every single wide receiver and tight end on the roster was a rookie or a second-year player. The Bills have some veterans that they brought in, but they're going young, and they got to rely on those guys. What we saw with the Packers last year, and this is a credit to Jordan Love above all else, as well as Matt LaFleur, who does an unbelievable job with the quarterbacks and the offense. It's also those receivers stepped up. Yeah. And all of a sudden you knew the name Dontavian Wicks. And you knew some of those young tight ends who Musgrave went through some injury issues, but he started making plays down the stretch. That's what you're going to need in Buffalo, is you're going to need to skip the part where you're rebuilding and you have a down year, especially because there's pressure. As long as they got Josh Allen there is pressure on them to be a title contender. We had Deion Dawkins on NFL Network yesterday, and I asked him about, Stephon Diggs is a big personality, and he's a highly productive player. How is that going to impact the dynamic in the locker room, and how do you make up for the production on the field? And he took a deep breath. He said, it's a great question. And then he gave a 4-minute long answer. I think that's indicative of how much there is to take in here. I mean, these are the guys, right? These are guys you've been around for a long time, and they're also some of your best players. All they can do, though, now is where people are looking at them and saying, okay, there's actually doubts about the Bills going into a season for the first time in a while. Maybe you don't have the same level of pressure, but when it comes to the expectations externally in the media and with fans, they're still going to be sky high, and they're going to have to find a way to make sure that next window opens right now.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.